start every video off with hi. Hi.
Probably.
They're just so awkward
I was gonna say, I love it when I find these cuties stickers on the back of my clothing because either Augie or Randy has thought it was funny to put it on there. Augie
You put them in your chair or something.
Augie must have thought it was hilarious because it's like in a very noticeable spot. It's not even like a random spot.
Yeah, I've never done that actually. Good idea, buddy.
So, we forgot everything at my parents' house.
Yeah, we took a bunch of stuff out while we were there doing some work, and it's still there.
Yeah. Well, now it's back. It's with us in Alabama.
It's in Alabama, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not with us.
Yeah. My parents were gracious enough to drive out here to meet us so that I could get all of my stuff that I forgot.
We're a good ways away from their house, but Stephenie grew up around motorcycles like crazy. I mean, they owned a motorcycle shop, all the whole nine. And there's a Barber Motorsports Museum here.
Yep. So
vintage.
Yeah. So my grandpa had a motorcycle shop my entire life. My dad ran it for a little while.
He also raced motorcycles. Yeah,
my grandpa raced motorcycles in Daytona. He was one of the first Costa Ricans to race in Daytona. Latin Americans to race in Daytona. There's pictures of my dad sitting on his bike after a big race, and so I remember going to Bike Week with my grandpa and my dad and watching the races, not like the PG version of Bike Week. But I remember going to Bike Week and just
Statue of Liberty. Sorry.
And just thinking it was such a cool experience. I loved the loud noise. I loved the excitement. I liked seeing all the jumps.
The opposite things. Our kid loves everything except for loud noises.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I've always loved motorcycles. The only reason we don't have one is because we have a kid, and I know there are plenty of people, and it's fine. That's your choice. But for me, I just don't feel comfortable riding a motorcycle while we still have such a young kid at home. So that being said, I'm super excited to go to Baber Motorsports Museum. I'm especially excited to be able to share it with my dad and with Augie. It's been a few years since my grandpa passed, so it'll be a very special day.
Yeah, because there's going to be just Augie and I, and since we decided to leave stuff behind to get them to come, we were going to meet them in Atlanta or something like that. But no, we can make it. And now her dad's wagging his tail. He really likes the motorcycles. So so
I
think he's excited.
And I'm equally excited that I didn't have to miss out on this. I was like, well, I can hit it next time, like we come back around. And so, I'm super excited.
We were supposed to leave Alabama yesterday.
Yeah.
And we were going to make our next trip in half. But we're going to go to Texas after this. And so that's like a 12-hour drive Google time?
No, it's 12-hour time RV map.
Okay, yeah. So that'll all be done from Friday at like 11, and we'll probably have to stop because Stephenie will take Stephenie's lunch break, then she'll have to finish working for the day, and then we will finish the rest of the drive and be there Saturday at some point.
And then Randy will sleep all day Sunday.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I'm excited to take you on this trip with us, and so you can kind of experience the motorcycle museum, and hopefully it's as cool as we think it will be.
Yeah.
So, can't wait.
No touching.
Don't touch, okay? Deal? You know why you can't run?
I think we can definitely recommend this place now because at this point you can see all the older motorcycles, they got newer motorcycles, they got a little bit of everything here, a little bit for everybody. But it's about $15 a person to get in, so it's not cheap, but it's also not that bad. for how much is here. It's 5 stories. There's a racetrack. There's all kinds of stuff going on around here. So there's yeah. So if you're anywhere near Birmingham, this is definitely a spot we're gonna recommend.
Oh,
there's a lot in that museum.
There is. There's a lot to see.
There's over 1,000 bikes. They're still restoring like another 200. Cars, bicycles.
Yeah.
I mean, they had pretty much anything you think of. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
The racetracks
I think for me it was a lot of nostalgia, like, and I'm probably gonna get teary-eyed.
You always do.
I always do, but getting to see kind of the same kind of bike my grandpa raced, and then seeing the bikes that my dad grew up on, and like even the one that you know, he has for Augie in his garage that we're gonna fix up, is pretty cool to see it restored and beautiful, and I love the fact that we got to come with my dad, because it was kind of like my own like self-guided tour. Like, he knows a lot about the motorcycle industry and the motorcycles in general, and hearing family stories, and it was just, even beyond that though, like, you walk in and it's just absolutely breathtaking, just the design and the craftsmanship of all the motorcycles. So this particular museum, so Baber Motorsports Museum, is a nonprofit, but it's part of the Zoom Motorsports kind of area. So this is like one part, one building in this really large, I can't,
campus.
So it was like, yeah, it's campus, but you said it was like 880
acres.
Yeah, 880 acres. That's owned by Zoom Motorsports. They have a racetrack that you can see from the museum, and you can walk out and watch cars race. Today they had a group who had rented the track, and I guess people will come out and they'll test, do like motorcycle testing. One of the really cool things I thought was it's one of 2 Porsche racing facilities. So they have, you can drive a Porsche for $99, or have somebody drive you.
Yeah, somebody drive you over there.
Yeah.
I think you probably gotta bring your own Porsche.
Yeah. Either way, it's
Porsche.
pretty cool. So we got to see these cars racing, and I guess it's one of the busiest tracks in the United States. They said that it was
one of the busiest tracks in the world.
Yeah, one of the busiest tracks in the world, which I never would have thought Birmingham, Alabama would have been the spot for a huge motorcycle racing track, but they said it's rented like 200.
We're also not that big into the motorcycle thing. Like, I mean, as soon as we said we're going to Birmingham, your dad's like, "Oh, Barber Motorsports." And
yeah.
he knew exactly about it. I mean, apparently something in the motorcycle industry people would have heard of.
Yeah. And so he said they were saying it's rented out, like the track's rented out like 267 days out of the year. I wish we could show this to you, because like as we're driving out, you're seeing all of these race cars driving in. It's pretty cool.
But I don't have one GoPro. She won't let me buy another.
Yeah.
There's also a flight museum being built right there.
Yeah. So I would say that, like, I was not expecting this much out of Birmingham, and that's my bad. I have a feeling that that's going to be a lot of my experiences across the United States, of places where I'm just like, why would I want to go to Birmingham, Alabama? Sorry, Andrea, my friend.
Just moved here.
But I was like, why would I want to go to Birmingham, Alabama? But it is really a cool place to visit. There's tons of places to go hiking. There's, this really cool motorsports area, and and if this is kind of just our first launching off point, I am really excited to see what's to come as well.
Yeah, because also we're headed to a place in Texas, and we're like, never heard of it before.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it is. We were gonna go to Hope, Arkansas, and like there wasn't much we saw to do there online. We're not going there now, but I bet you once we got there, we probably would have found.
Well, I guess that's where Bill Clinton was born.
Yeah.
So
there would have been stuff to look around and see, but there just wasn't a ton of stuff. So I bet you we would have been wrong. So maybe we'll have to go back through and circle through and see that as
the great thing about this lifestyle is I'm so excited about the flexibility. I think we've settled really nicely into it being our home, and really feeling like we're in our home every single day. It's just our home's parked somewhere else.
Yeah, blitzing Augie through school has been nice because he's kind of been a little lethargic with doing schoolwork and all that. Now all of a sudden, as soon as we launch, he was just sit there, he'll do it so he can go do something else.
Yeah.
So I haven't had any issues with that. I know a lot of people always ask, like, oh, school, like people almost mention it too much to where it's like questioning every little thing we do with school. Like any stranger would be like, oh, he's homeschooled, how are you doing this, what are you doing this and this and this. It's like, okay, we got a curriculum, we're doing school, the kids we're not neglecting our child just so that way we can travel.
Yeah.
But I may cut that out.
Yeah, so one of the cool things that we're doing, I think it's cool, is it's not fancy, I got a composition notebook, and I've started putting stickers and writing.
Because by we with this one, she means her.
Yeah, little like journal references for our travels. And not every single place we stop, but like if there's significant things that we do, like to me this is pretty significant. So I get stickers to go into the notebook.
I'll usually get him one for his water bottle if there's room on his water bottles. He's got 2 and he's running out of room now.
Yeah, and then we always try to find like a patch of where we've gone, and so the idea is that we'd like to create like some kind of like, I don't know, shadow box or something like that.
Or frame picture of all his patches. Or we hadn't decided, we're just collecting them right now. Granted, every other week we got to figure out where we left them. We had them all.
I know where they are.
We got them now where we know where they are, but for a while there was like, where are they?
Yeah. So this is a really cool idea. I think it's relatively low cost too. That's what I like about it is, we can, I always used to try to collect t-shirts, but t-shirts, you got to keep track of them, and then you wash them, and then they get
And say we visit 50 places in a year, can you imagine having 50 shirts in that little drawer? He's close to having that already, so we had to get rid of the ones he has, because he has his long sleeve, short sleeve, but we roll and make our own. But
so patches, stickers, these are all really cool ways I think you can capture your kids' adventures, or even your adventures, without taking up a lot of space, without taking up a lot of real estate in your camper. So just one idea to throw out there.
Capture that, and he's able to go back and reference them to the videos we make. We make these for him more than anybody.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys get value out of them. They're more for him.
Yeah. So hopefully he'll, when he's older, he can go back and, like when I walked through there, and I'm imagining, I used to spend my afternoons in my grandpa's motorcycle shop. So when I'm referencing that in my memory and telling Augie, like, he'll be able to say, yeah, I went to a motorcycle museum with my grandpa in Alabama. And he can go back and look at that video, and it's pretty cool. So yeah. So
with those teary ending there, we will